is up, guys? Welcome back to Beyond the Bourbon. Whoa,
Fresh start to the year.
Haven't even started yet. Yeah, welcome back to Beyond the Barrel Bourbon, guys.
We're back.
We are back.
It's been a while.
Technically, it's the second recording of the new year because the first recording
Doesn't count. They don't even know that.
Oh, they know because because I got to revisit. Mick commented on that, and nobody's going to see that comment. So Mick was talking. We'll address it, but he was basically talking about the stuff sitting on the shelves and overpriced stuff and stuff. So we're going to get into that. So yeah, so we've got the brand new Four Roses
Single barrel
collections. Just so you guys see, if you see, we're running different mics. We've also got Instagram running like kind of a behind the scenes. So I'm going to pop the Instagram up here. If you're not following the Instagram, Todd and Phil do a blind almost every Sunday.
Saturday, but sometimes Sunday.
Okay, Saturday. So every weekend they do a blind. Kelly will pour them something.
Double blinded usually.
Yeah. Every once in a while you'll see me pop in over there, but generally they kind of have that working on the weekend. So what we got, Phil?
Well, you tell me which one you want to start with.
Well, I mean,
OESK is closest to me. Let's do that. Oops. Hit the thing.
So, unfortunately, a bit of sad news. This may be the last episode. You guys see Claude?
Now, I put Claude there for a reason.
Claude's not doing well.
2025, new year, new Claude.
If Phil would have watered him in the middle of 2024.
If I would have watered him all the times he wasn't in the office, even though he didn't ask me to.
He'd still be with us.
That's not true.
No,
it was a free plant. You have no sentimental value attached to it. It was a free plant, giving it to somebody that's not related to you, not a specific friend of yours.
If you don't even really like us,
so.
It smells like soap.
So.
Smells like soap. I did just wash the glasses.
You might be able to tell. I don't know if you can tell on camera or not that 2 of these have been open already, because we did them yesterday. So we're starting with the OESK. For some background knowledge, we did yesterday try this OESK. We tried the barrel strength Brent Elliott pick right after, just to see what some of the differences are. So I'll go over that after after a couple sips here.
These everywhere we've seen them, they've been about $48 after tax.
I'd expect you'd see $45 to $50.
So about half the price of the typical picks.
Which is a big appreciation goes out to Four Roses for that.
Big shout out.
It's a legacy distillery with new releases.
Had the opportunity to clean us out, but they didn't.
Not even clean us out. Go maybe $10, $15, $20 more than the normal single barrel that they put on the shelf, and they didn't.
They didn't. So kudos to you, Brent. Kudos to Four Roses. Thank you from us, bourbon drinkers. But I mean, I guess touching on that's kind of what Mick was saying in the comments on yesterday's is that, you know, kudos to Four Roses for keeping the prices where they, you know, at an affordable. I say affordable, like $10 more isn't really going to break everybody's bank, but it's like you start getting into that threshold of, you know, there's got to be a line somewhere. Like, you remember when Blanton's was 55, and everybody was okay paying 65, and then they were okay paying 75. Well, then it starts getting 85, and people are getting less interested in paying it. Now it's 100, and you'll start seeing it sit at 100. You know. Unless it's a store pick, then yeah, if you've got a reputable store, you know. But there's got to be that line somewhere, and that was what he was saying. You're going to start seeing the overpriced stuff. Look what they did to McKenna 10. McKenna 10 sits on shelves everywhere now.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the last time I saw McKenna, and now I'm starting to see the price of that start to come back because it's not moving.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. There's some speculation on a crash coming. I don't know.
Cheers.
But either way, good job.
Good job. Yeah, no, for sure.
$45, that's phenomenal.
We don't know.
In my opinion.
We haven't tried it yet.
Well, we have tried this. Even though we didn't give a...
This one, I tell you what, though, it does smell different today than it did yesterday. It's way fruitier on the nose.
I'm getting a little more fruit, but still a little richer, less spicy than you would expect from a...
High rye.
Yes, but not an exceptionally high rye. as compared to like the OB recipes.
Which I love OESK, but I've always tended to swing a little bit closer to the OBs just because I like the higher rye content.
I actually think it drinks a little spicier today.
Yeah, it does.
Than yesterday.
It definitely has that butterscotch finish on it. It's kind of.
But up front, it's kind of giving me like, and similar to yesterday, there's some richness up front, almost like a toasted, candied kind of nut.
It's less florally today for me.
A little spicier today. I'd say less. So I use a note called spiced wood, or pencil shaving sometimes, which is just a lighter. It's not quite oak. It's a lighter note, more like a cedar, but you're also getting some bacon spices. So I just call it spiced wood.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of that on the long finish, but I'll say this in comparison to a barrel strength, which it might be a theme I would expect with some of these bottles, is that with the proof tuned down a little bit and probably some of the spiciness tuned down, you might start tasting some of those more subtle flavors that get a little bit masked in the higher proof barrel strengths.
I do find that with the lower proof version of this, like it's definitely more decadent. It's definitely more buttery, more. I'm not gonna say viscousy, but I'm gonna say it's more of your traditional bourbon notes that you don't get with the higher proof stuff.
Yeah, some of that richness gets masked in the higher proof one, I think.
Afternoon, gentlemen, enjoying a glass of Stag Junior Batch 16. Hey, cheers to you, man. That's awesome. That is Eli Cortez. Cheers, bro.
Yeah, so I would say kind of some of that richness gets masked in the barrel strength behind maybe some of the more spicy wood profile. I do get a little hint of that mid palate to finish, but I would say on this one, what gets masked in the barrel strength version is that kind of richness up front. Now, to be fair to the barrel strength version as well, longer finish. Stays on the palate a good bit longer. But I mean, at $45 to get richness and spice, and I mean, you're asking a lot.
One of us said yesterday, it might have been you, I don't remember which one of us said this, but I don't think that the barrel proof is $50 more than this on the taste profile.
I would say now OESK is my favorite. So I would say a good OESK might compete for $50 more, but your average non-tier 6, non-Brent Elliott pick, although I think tier's a bit overrated.
I agree.
In Four Roses.
Although my cousin's got a new unicorn he's chasing. He wants all 10 recipes from tier 6.
Well, so that's when you have too much whiskey, you gotta
find something to chase.
And let's keep with the OES, the OE theme.
So my personal favorite is an OBSO. That it was an Aquista-Pace pick, I think, from 2024. But it's old. It's only a tier 1, but it's like 11 years and some odd months. It's either 11.4 or it's like 10.9. It's in that 11-year range. But it was it's super delicious.
I'll say the chances of your average barrel strength pour being $50 better than this is
slim.
That's
and I think
this is every bit. This is OESO. The OESK is every bit worth $45. It's not, and I also do think it's a step above their standard single barrel shelfer, which is also good.
It is. I think it's OESV, isn't it? Or is
you're on the spot there, bud.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be a new year if I didn't put you on a spot at some point this year. You remember when we would do edits early, and I would just crop out all the put me on the spot bud and put them at the end?
Yeah.
It's been a very long time since I got to put you on the spot, and it sucks. This isn't edited, so I can't go back and this does smell great. This one smells better, I'm going to be honest with you. This one smells, and so you're going to get a little bit more tasting and nosing notes out of this one because we did not try this one yesterday. We got this one this morning. I think Todd got it, and
it's almost like a root beer kind of cola note here.
It's definitely got the cola note.
Kind of effervescent. Sweet,
I like this note.
Sweet, rich.
I like this note way more. It's so far sweet. And I'm getting floraliness on this one. I didn't get that on the first one. But I do smell spiced wood. Kind of. Man, what is that note? It's like you're saying.
Almost like an underlying. There's almost like an underlying sugary cotton candy note here.
Very, very sweet. Very sugar sweet.
A little cotton candy, a little bit of, effervescent root beer kind of cola note here. It doesn't seem as spicy.
North Florida Bear said he's asking how everybody's doing. He said he just picked up an OBSF yesterday and at an ABC. That thing. So
it's gonna be the last.
That's the last one we're doing. I enjoyed that one yesterday.
Yeah, I suspect. I mean, we know they're gonna release all 10 recipes. I suspect that they will all be. I mean,
Dancing.
You'll be able to find some recipes on the shelf.
Eli said he just got a new bourbon called Dancing Panda 8-year. I'm not familiar with that one.
That is new to me as well. 8 years, a good age, though.
Did you get that OBSF? Was that a red label or did you get like a store pig barrel proof? Just out of curiosity, because I mean I've seen them all, but I'm guessing red label, but.
Now this is a fresh crack. Honestly, doesn't drink as rich as the OESK to me.
I like this one. And yes, I agree with you. But this meets my profile a little bit.
That cola
more.
note comes through mid palate, but this a little
rich red fruit, vanilla, brown sugar, and delicate oak. I can see that.
It's almost like a
That's what I'm
you
reading the back
definitely taste
of
the brown sugar, but it's almost like a God, what is that soda? The red one.
He got the red label. And
cream soda
came out last month. You got the Penelope Havana. That's
I've heard.
I've heard mixed things about it, so I don't know. He would like it far more than I would.
Aren't you a rum finish guy?
I'm not a Penelope fan.
I don't like all Penelope.
I don't like pretty much any Penelope other than the 10-year single barrel. And the Rio's good.
Yeah, I mean, I get a little bit of that, like, you definitely get brown sugar. You get a little bit of that toasted candied nut that you got on the first one. It's not as prominent, so not quite as rich in that sense, but kind of like a fruity kind of cream soda-y note on there.
Yeah. I like this one more than the OESK.
I'm still leaning to OESK.
This one kind of hits that turkey note that I look for, that kind of that spice, that mid-palate spice.
That's why I figured you would like it. It's a little spicier, but I mean, it's fresh crack, so we'll have to
revisit it.
I will say, now, what it does give me that the first one didn't is, like I said, that cream soda note, mid-palate. But I'll tell you what the OESK reminded me of on the initial palate was like a less intense Elijah Craig B524. Okay. That kind of toasted, candied.
Dude, 524 crushed it last year. Of the three, both of them, the 524s of last year, they crushed last year. The C batches were not good. So, neither were the A batches, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't think C or A were really good last year.
So this is what
OBSF. This is the one that
this will be higher rye.
Yes, which I like a lot. Well, you like high rye too.
Yeah, but I yeah. Oh, you can tell though.
Yeah. So North Florida Bear says he's relatively new to bourbons, and he's been trying a lot of their local stuff.
I'll be honest. I think
I tell you what, this is the nose of this. This is the best nose of the
if
tree.
you're new to bourbon, that OESK is a very approachable.
Well, I think all
bottle.
three of these are.
But you're gonna get probably a little less spice on the OESK, a little more richness on it.
Yeah.
It might be a little more approachable
that's
for
That's true.
someone just getting into bourbon. The OB recipes maybe not as approachable, although probably nothing at 100 proof is going to be too intense, but you might get some more, herbally minty notes and less decadent notes on an OB recipe. I mean, you certainly smell more of like herbalness in this, and almost like a toothpaste kind of minty note.
And you said that yesterday. I just don't smell it. I don't smell that.
You didn't taste it either, but I definitely tasted it. I think of the 3 recipes, this might be your cousin's favorite because he's a minty.
He's
a mint fan.
I don't get the mint, man.
I get tons of mint.
And I don't like mint. I like mint, but I don't like mint in whiskey because he always tells me that funk that I get on McKenna 10 is mint, and I don't get it, and it's that's not what I'm getting on McKenna 10.
I mean, so this is a little more herbal, a little more earthy, I'd say.
Oh, dude, you're talking our language right now. Russell's 10 and Still Austin cast strength. That's what he's been into recently.
Still Austin.
Still Austin cast strength is dude.
Everything they do is delicious.
We actually have a Still Austin episode. We're actually going to drop really soon with a local. He's a local Still Austin kind of expert, right? Like, I mean, he's connected with the distillery and stuff. He doesn't work for them.
He gets a lot of their distillery.
But he gets a lot of their distillery.
He's connected.
Stuff. He's very well connected with Still Austin, and we got to try some of their really cool stuff. And man, there was remember that rye that he let us try? That was just
ain't nothing better than that Tanager, though. I'm gonna tell you right
really?
now, it's so good.
Well, we need to find one.
It's so good. Yeah, this you can definitely get a little more earthiness here, which you'd expect. But what I would also expect is that drinking it against a barrel strength OBSF, you'd probably get more wood and spice, which means once that's tuned down a little bit, you'll probably
this is so good.
You'll probably taste some of those more subtle flavors. So the mint might be more pronounced, herbal tea notes might be more pronounced.
Now that I'm chasing it and looking for it, I can taste the mint on the back of the palate.
Oh, yeah.
On the tail end of the palate spike. And the finish, it's like a mint leaf.
There's also like a fruity herbal tea going on here. Man.
Well, that's what I was getting big time.
I do like that note.
That tea note.
That like a little bit of fruit herbal tea kind of note.
I love the tea note. But blue corn is killer. Me personally, I like the red corn a little bit more. I think I'm
a blue corn.
Yeah, you and Edgar like the blue corn a little bit more.
But I like me some white corn. Some yellow corn. Oh, yellow corn is good, but I like white corn. But I think one of them has a blend of it might be the Tanager. I don't know, but it's a blend of like 3 corns. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need a little bit more of that. I didn't.
The OBSF?
Yeah, I didn't.
I like this one a lot.
But
all right, so all right, if you're ranking them right now, I'm guessing you're going to say OESK is your favorite.
Yeah, give me a second. I would say I don't know, man. It's tough because as expected, they all bring something a little different. So OESK to me is the richest one.
Dude, I got more spiced wood on this on that second pass round.
OBSF.
Hey guys, listen.
Very little richness.
Let us know if y'all see us skipping any. I mean, the signal looks really good, but I have seen where it's had a few drop frames, so I just want to make sure that we're not skipping too terribly much.
So if that fruit note, herbal tea fruit note is great.
It's great.
It's a great note. It's
between.
It's a little out of balance for me just because there's no richness there.
Dude, the richness is definitely your thing.
I love it. I like to get richness and spiciness.
That's why you like Russell's 15 so much.
I love Russell's.
And I like
Disco
Russell.
12.
I like Russell's 13 more because it's more. It's more of the spice than it is the richness.
I would say the most approachable bottle here is the OESK.
Man, I tell you what, the OESO, I'm liking this a lot.
I know. I'll be honest, there's not a definitive. They all bring something that the others don't. A little more richness, a little kind of a blend. You get a little bit of spice, but you get a little bit of sweetness and cream sodiness from the OESO. OBSF, you get herbal tea, herbal fruit tea, and mint.
Honestly, I never thought I'd put...
They'll have a recipe for essentially whatever mood you're in.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know that I'd ever put OESK in last place, but I mean, I think I might today, man. I think not that we're not tipping any of these. Like but if I had to rank them right now, I would definitely go OE, then OB, and then OESK.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I love the herbal tea notes on this.
I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I don't either. What would your ranking be?
I don't know.
Putting you on the spot, man.
I know.
Let's do it.
And I'm answering. I ran out of alcohol.
Frame here, there's dropping nothing too bad. YouTube's been doing that to live streams. Like, okay, well, so maybe it's not just us then. Thanks, dude. We appreciate that.
So,
I keep putting the YouTube, I mean the Instagram link on there. So if y'all aren't following our Instagram, like I said, they do. If y'all weren't here at the beginning, him and Todd, and sometimes I will do a live on the weekends. Hell, we did a bottle share live last time. That was kind of fun. We got to try that Frank August. I was super underwhelmed with the what was the Gatsby the 2020.
My dad's always calling.
Every time.
Every show.
It's like a tradition now, man. Well, it was the Gatsby Reserve, not Reserve. It was the Gatsby 15, right? It was a 15-year. I just was not impressed with it.
It was their first Gatsby, the 2022, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we did a Frank August.
That Frank August was.
I don't remember which lid was which, but oh well.
I don't either. One of them had. I thought one of them had a brown lid, but I think one of them had a different, like a lighter color.
I don't think so. Yeah, I'll probably go OESK because I'm getting a little more fruit now. So that's I'd probably lean OESK. Then OESO, then OBSF would be. But none of them are significant.
I think the OESK is significantly different than the other.
I think the most difference the OBSF. I mean, that's no richness. All.
See, now I come back to it. The nose is just it's sweet. Now I'm getting the floraliness on it on the OESK.
I'm getting fruit now, which really was what I was missing. And more woodiness, more fruit. I love it. So that's probably my my top pick of the three, which isn't a huge surprise to me, but.
Yeah, I mean, going back to it, it's very balanced. It's just too rich for me.
Oh man,
I don't like the richness as much.
I mean, I don't think it's that rich though. I mean, there's richness
I'm talking about
there,
I'm talking about when you compare the three. I'm not talking about it's not the richest thing I've ever had. No, I'm saying
because this is nothing compared to like a Disco 12.
No.
Or
God, I remember, dude. We were convinced that Disco 12 was OESK in the playoffs. I mean, because the Disco 12 was so sweet. It was almost like candy. It was crazy. So
I only remember one tasting just woody, which I thought was OESK, but it must have been the Disco 12. I don't remember. We
are pretty excited about that we do have the new Hoverhawk found north that we're going to be doing Monday, Tuesday, somewhere around that.
I guess Monday. We were going to do it today.
Yeah, but thanks YouTube and OBS for kind of
Cox Internet Communications.
Cox, right. So, guys, look, with that, thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for all the support. Happy New Year again.
This is my shot.
So his shot yesterday almost hit the bar. It was so bad. So
my shot at glory.
No. So his shot at glory, he's gonna miss. He's either gonna hit the camera or he's gonna hit my phone over there doing Instagram. Sorry, IG. Hopefully he doesn't take you out here.
First throw of the year.
Let's do this, man. Phil's out. I'm out. See y'all tomorrow or see y'all next week. Whenever we see y'all.
Out. Okay, that was
That was pretty
close.
close. That was close. That was close.